Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you. I'm back again guys with another Duran Duran deep dive. Once again, thank you for all your love and comments on the Big Thing deep dive. I still have yet to get through everyone's comments. I'm so sorry I take a little while to respond. I promise I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. I'm just so glad you guys are staying tuned and enjoying it and rediscovering some of your favorite albums from Duran Duran. But here we are guys, diving into another decade of Duran Duran. We've arrived at the year 1990 now. We are jumping into their album, I was gonna say decade. So this video, we're going to be jumping into Duran Duran's 1990 album, Liberty. I've got to say, I am not that familiar with this album. I believe this is another one of their albums that is a little bit trickier to come by on vinyl. I'm pretty sure it's quite easy to find it on CD, but I've been searching everywhere for this one on vinyl because I wouldn't mind picking myself up a copy. I'm really excited to jump into this one because I'm not really sure what I'm in for here. At this point in time, we still have Simon, Nick, and John as the original lineup of Duran Duran, but we do have two new band members, Warren Kukurillo and Sterling Campbell, who I think only stayed for this album. Warren Kukurillo, however, stayed on for the duration of the 1990s, and I think he left in the early 2000s. Just very quickly bringing up the cover of this album. I love the color scheme on the front. We've got a little bit of black and red going on. It's giving me some kind of carnival-esque vibe. So we've got an image of the band on the front here. We have from left to right. I'm not sure who the model is. We've got Simon at the front, John behind him, Warren looking straight at the model. We've also got Nick as well looking at her, and then Sterling on the far right hand side. So yeah, I love the look of the cover. I'm not sure how much the sound is going to change up, but I'm expecting something completely different because, as I mentioned in every single one of my videos, Duran Duran love to change up their sound. Anyway guys, let's jump into the album now. We're starting off with track number 1, Violence of Summer, in brackets, Love's Taking Over. Okay, bit of a carnival-y vibe. Ooh.
Pick it up. Let's get you out of your head. China's hanging out by the railings on the motor shed. She goes with a real head biker, he's a metalhead. She looks me up and down, talking dirty eyes. Keeps saying, boy, baby, I can lick you anytime. Bit later, I'm gonna run into around the back. While other guys break heads in the sugar shack. Don't give me a drink, I don't wanna get too stoned.
Ooh, I like these lines as well. Simon's definitely injecting a lot of his personality into the song. I love that. Those lines, hold on, I might just quickly look it up. I'm gonna run into him round the back while all them guys break heads in the sugar shack. I like that. That's very cool. I'm getting a lot of images already.
Then we're gonna see who's gonna take who home.
I like that synth stab. That oh, it's more of a chord. Do, do, do.
Taking over.
Very nice complimentary vocals. I'm trying to pinpoint the genre for this too. Wow. Oh. Fluttery trumpets? I'm actually listening to the lyrics now. I'm just trying to think. It sounds it's very uplifting and upbeat, but I'm getting images in my head of a different time. This album was released in 1990, but I'm getting images of a different time period when rock and roll was big and there were biker gangs, and my American friends might want to correct me on my history here. But you know, back in the day of the greases and, you know, guys fixing up cars and fighting over women, and this is what I'm picturing in my head, and that's what I just find really strange about this. You know, while them other guys break heads in the sugar shack, I don't know if break heads refers to flipping a coin to break heads, or if they're talking like break heads, you know. I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm doing a little bit of lyrical interpretation, but this is strange stuff. The strange images that pop up in my head, I'll tell you. And then I heard something about China, so I'm not sure what relevance that has, but my head's a bit all over the place.
We shouldn't stay. I take it all. China gonna get the run around. A run
China.
around. It's the summer. And love's taking over. China now. China na na na. China now. China na na na. China now. China na na na. China now.
That's catchy. Ooh. Ooh. Do, do. Da, 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 da. It's very playful. Da, da, da. Oh, it's good to have you back, Nick. Oh, that was cool. Okay. So Nick's got this real fluttery arpeggiator going that kind of copies the melody of that cha-na-na, cha-na-na-na-na. China? Is that what they're saying? I need to check the lyrics again. They're actually saying cha-na-na, cha-na-na-na. That's really catchy. That's going to be stuck in my head all night. I'm going to be cooking dinner like cha-na-na, cha-na-na-na-na. I got a few different images from this song. So I have like that weird juvenile gang imagery in my head, or biker gangs, and, you know, sugar shack. I think of like people getting rowdy and maybe a little bit frisky and, you know, getting up to things that I probably shouldn't even mention in my videos if I want to try and keep them family friendly. But with Sugar Shack, I'm sort of picturing this barn in the countryside with people, you know, drinking and, you know, breaking out in fights and unruly behavior, and maybe a little bit of, you know, guys and girls getting down to it in the dark corners somewhere. I don't know. That imagery is just, it's all up there and it's all just spinning around. And I feel like there's this ever so slight political undertone to the lyrics there. There's like, he's just sort of slotted it in, talking about China's on the runaround or something. I don't know. This is what I love about Simon. He just leaves his lyrics open to interpretation. Love it. Anyway, yeah, that was a nice start actually. That was a good song. It was very catchy. It's like cha-na-na. Track number 2 we are moving on to is the title track of the album, Liberty.
If you wanna stay with me.
Ooh, it sounds like a little bit of a H delay. Just referring to a plugin there that people probably don't know. Are we listening to the same album?
Understand the way I feel. Just what you mean to me. Thank you for fine times. We nearly made it all the way, but no, it wasn't meant to be. You say we feel the same. There ain't no blame to decide. But if a little time could change your mind.
I always love Nick's work on the pads. They're really pretty in this album, especially. Just these really lovely sweeps and just a little bit of an ambient undertone to them. And then I feel like I'm getting a soul vibe from this song. Is this going to be an album where everything sounds different? I'm actually wondering that now. Ooh. Yeah, soul. Yeah. Oh. So weird that this is giving me like 1990s George Michael vibes too. I don't know why. Anyway. Yeah, those backing vocals are so smooth. And then Simon sort of chimes in. Ooh! Playing with the vocal range again. Oh, there's Warren. Sounds very far back though in the mix, that. Like he's playing, like the amp's been recorded from the other side of the room or something. I like that John's still got that funky bass line though. Ooh. I'm just getting a few different artists from this. I'm getting like a bit of Sting and George Michael and stuff like that. I don't know why. Maybe there's just certain songs of theirs that just sort of remind me a little bit of this song. I don't know. Also, just a really quick detail before I jump back into the rest of the song. The song with the most plays on this album on Spotify is Violence of Summer, the one that we just listened to, 2.6 million. Serious is 2.5 million. So the most popular song on this album is Violence of Summer. Or according to Spotify, anyway. Yeah, that guitar reminds me of Sting. I think it's the guitar. If you love somebody... Oh, no, I don't think it's that song. Yeah, even that soundscape, it feels... Ooh. It's going to annoy me now what song that reminds me of. That guitar, that really nice, beautiful guitar of Warren's. Oh, it's a Sting song. I'll put it down in the captions if I can pinpoint which song it reminds me of. Interesting though, two very different songs. I got this playful, fun, upbeat, jingly sort of vibe from Violence of Summer, and then all of a sudden this like sort of soul with a bit of a little bit of a funk injection there. From Liberty, excuse my accent. Yeah, I got a little bit of a funk soul, the Funk Soul Brothers, from that song. It was nice, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I'm being taken on a bit of a journey already, and we're only 2 tracks in. Anyway, guys, track number 3, Hothead. Wow. Okay, 3 completely different sounding songs. Whew. I love it because I do it all the time. I write songs that every single song I write sounds completely different, and that's why I haven't released anything properly, because every song I write sounds different. Duran Duran have done this here. I like the little samples or snippets from newsreaders. It's kind of cool.
We see the planets lose control.
So that's in the right.
Hothead, evolution, non-stop evolution.
Mostly American news reporters.
Evolution, non-stop evolution.
Okay.
Time will change the picture.
I'm on a journey right now, I swear. Another thing I wanted to point out, which I'm getting from this song too, there's a little bit of Americana. So the first song on the album, Violence of Summer, was more American style imagery. Just a little quick fact, I've never been to the US, but I've seen so many images, I've spoken to so many friends, and I already have a feel of what the culture would be like, and the landscape and the vibe and the feeling of being in the United States. And obviously there's so many different parts of the US, but I'm thinking more like country US. And I got that from the last album. I'm still getting it a little bit from this album, Sugar Shack, still sort of country, rural town style United States. And then obviously these news reporters are all American. It's just giving me a little bit of that Americana. Anyway, just thought I'd mention it.
How to change the point of view, but what is fake and what is true?
There are charges today. A consumer product is torching homes and killing America.
Telling me
America, there you go.
the course of history.
Hollywood.
Hothead, evolution, non-stop evolution. Hothead.
Hothead.
Police arrived and opened fire on the suspect.
I'm quiet because I'm just really trying to pinpoint what this is reminding me of. And now we've got these news snippets or news samples, and I'll be honest, what comes to my head is 1990s TV show jingles. So I think Home Improvement's one that came to my head. I might just quickly play it. Hothead. Evolution, non-stop evolution. That is what it's reminding me of. For some reason. And I don't know if that's slowed down. I swear the Home Improvement theme was a lot quicker than that. But that's what it's reminding me of. Like American television, American TV shows and things like that. And then obviously this political undertone. A little bit of a fun mixture there. But yeah, just reminds me of Home Improvement. Funny. Anyway. Funny how things remind you of other things.
I turn you on, you turn me off. Right now I'm suffering from this culture shock. Spread confusion wherever you can with shaking heads and shaking hands. You propaganda.
Yeah, this is political undertones here.
Take the bucks, you protect the state. Let the body break and the body tumble. So you build it up, then you watch it crumble.
Yeah. Time will change the picture. He's not wrong there. Yeah, wow, okay. Yeah, like I said, it just reminds me of American television. And of course it would. But yeah, there's a little bit more of a rock element coming in now. We're on to track number 4 now, guys. This track is called Serious, and this was a single.
Oh, woman, you make me feel
It's like the saw sound I'm hearing in the left ear from the synth. Is that a saw or a square? Sorry, I'm getting all sound design lingo. So far, this is my favorite one. It's just a nice sort of poppy, rocky style song, which I think is really good. I just heard this like pad sound. Very, very, very quiet in the left ear. Sort of playing along the guitar line, which is really nice. I like that top line when he's going, "Oh woman, you make me feel." Very nice.
Don't worry if you're confused. We all tend to be sometimes. The whole world is getting used. It's just the way it is.
Our world is getting used.
Maybe right, oh it may be wrong. Doesn't have to be serious. Being hard, is it being strong? Doesn't have to be serious. For love, fighting for pain. Doesn't have to be serious. And if you win, what do you gain? Doesn't
Nice ensemble of vocals there. Oh. I like Sterling's drumming. Nice. I wonder what synths he's using in this album. Oh. Love it. He just creates so much atmosphere with like what, one or two pads? Sound like maybe even just two. A little bit of a chord change. Yeah, there you go. This feels like a really underrated song. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite so far. That's a good song. I don't think that's a very popular Duran Duran song. I think if you're a big fan of Duran Duran, you've probably heard that song. I feel like that song is another underrated treasure. It does have a little bit of that 80s flavor to it. We're at number 5 now. It's called All Along the Water. Bit different again. Just gonna listen to that percussion. I love this like little fusion of different percussive sounds and samples, and it kind of makes it sound like water. Like little splishy splashes. I don't know, that's just the vibe I get. gosh. What are we doing, guys? This is like an adventure. I'm in an adventure game. I'm just... Take me to your water. This is, what did he say? Sliding on your torso? Sliding on your torso, like... Oh my goodness. Oh, I like that. Oh my goodness gracious me. We are just getting wild. We are getting very wild. Whew. Is anyone exhausted? I am. In a good way. Wow. There's just so much going through my head after that. Whew. I don't even know how to put it all into words. It was literally like I just switched on some kind of adventure video game, but at the same time, you know, I'm trying to play into that carnival-esque imagery and aesthetic and think, oh, okay, yeah, this has got a bit of a fun element to it. Goodness gracious, there was so many guitar effects in that too. And then right at the end there, they're like a lot of percussion. Yeah, I might need a sip of water after that. All along the water. We're now up to track number 6, which is called My Antarctica, and once again, very much like Palomino, this is one of my all-time favorite Duran Duran songs. Don't know if I have a top 3, but my top 2 favorite Duran Duran songs, Palomino and My Antarctica. I haven't actually listened to it in quite a while, but we're just going to jump into it now. Wow. There it is. One thing I just want to say about this song is that ambience, that beautiful ambience of those synths. And I gotta say, I read the song title My Antarctica, and once again, the song just sounds like winter. It's like winter marches on. You get those like sleigh bells, but there's something about the different pads and different textures that Nick uses in this song that just make it sound like winter, like frost.
Once I thought that I was in control, but that was just another trick of fate, playing with my life.
And Simon's vocal over the top is so gentle and smooth.
I was so tied up, and I said to myself, gotta break it all.
Stunning.
Two hearts beating in this place you made. You know nothing changes. My Antarctica.
Wow, so there's underneath that chorus there when he's like 2 hearts beating, there's this underneath there's this ooh, layered vocals of Simon just doing the ooh, and that he just sings it so beautifully. I've always thought that that chorus was just stunning. The melody of the vocals in the chorus are just amazing. I just feel like when Simon and Nick come together and they say, right, let's make a song, because they never ever do that, by the way. I feel like when Simon and Nick come together and they go, okay, let's write a song together, Nick, and then we'll fold the rest of the band in. No offense to anyone else, because everyone in this band is freaking amazing. But when Simon and Nick come together with a beautiful vocal and some beautiful pads, it's like, oh, okay, take me to heaven. I'm not, yeah, not gonna try and defend myself there.
in black and white for me to memorize. Never understand.
So gorgeous.
There will be
It's gorgeous.
for 1,000 vows,
And then there's that guitar too.
we forgot to be realized.
It's an effects pedal, I think.
Two hearts beating.
Sorry, just let me double back very quickly. So yes, Nick and Simon, fantastic duo, just as a duo. That's what I was trying to get at. They were to release an album, just Simon and Nick. They pretty much did that with Arcadia. But if it was just Simon and Nick, and there was no one else, and Nick just had like a rhythm unit or a beat, you know, like a drum machine or something. But let me just double back on what I said before. Warren is very much in this track as well with that guitar. He's got some kind of effects pedal, like I think I've just kind of muted it for so long, but there's like this effects pedal that he's using. It's like a delay or something. It's like a delay pedal or something. But yeah, that is beautiful on top of it too, because it just, I don't know, it's just a really nice blend of different sounds.
This place you made, you know nothing changes. My Antarctica. One life, one day. We make love to make a heat, and we throb in.
We throb in.
My Antarctica.
Yeah, that guitar. I'm so sorry, Warren.
We'll keep the laughter flowing, and we'll remember. We'll let the music jangle, and we'll
Oh,
hearts beating. In this place you made, you know nothing changes.
so gorgeous.
My Antarctica. One life, one thing. We make
This is just, again, one of their best ever songs. Some people are gonna think I'm making a big call there, but
cause and shelter. This is what we've made. You know I will stay here in Antarctica, and you will stay here with me.
I think we need a moment of silence for how incredibly stunning that song is. And I think it needs a video. It needs a video. And I see ice. I know it talks about Antarctica, but all I picture is these big, high pine forests in Sweden, or maybe rural Sweden or Norway, and just covered in thick blankets of ice, and just drifting over the landscape, and then drifting over these big ice mountains, and whoo, the imagery in my head just goes off. But Simon's vocals in that song, and Nick's pads, and sorry, I'm so sorry, Warren, that I have not acknowledged you in my head until this point in time. But yes, Warren just has this amazing pedal going throughout there. And that last line at the very end of the song, and you will stay here with me. Just, we're finished. The video is finished, guys. Just absolutely stunning. This album is just crazy different. Every single song so far is just so different. But then they went and they wrote this incredible masterpiece of a song, and that song is literally the standout of this album. I so wish they'd released that song and given it a music video. It's just incredible. Anyway, we're going to jump into track number 7, First Impression.
Rock and roll star.
Rock and roll. Oh, okay. We are making little links to. Never mind.
He turns on the animal. It's that time of day. Here comes little Johnny from the back streets of the UK.
Okay.
He's got the answer. It doesn't go away. Who's gonna treat you right, yeah? Who's gonna change the world tonight? The lasting first impression.
I like that snap.
I said, oh, is that your first impression? And is that good enough for you?
Yeah, hello.
You don't want illusions, a power glory ride. Doesn't run with the neighborhood shadows on a dead trip body slide. He won't give up,
Hell yeah, I love that rock element.
give in. I said, oh,
Ooh, call and response.
first impression is what you're looking for. Say, oh,
Alright.
that's your first impression. And is that good?
This song rings a little bit similar to Violence of Summer. A little bit similar. It's got that similar kind of vibe to it. That drop was just fantastic. I was just flabbergasted by that. But yeah, higher energy. We've just had a nice slow track and now we're ramping that energy back up, which is really cool. And I like Simon's vocals. Simon is really, really belting the vocals on this album and I love it.
He turns on the animal. It's that time of day to make a little honey in the back streets of the UK. And he loves the noise, and he loves to play impression. And it's what you're looking for. Say, oh, is that your first impression? And is that good?
Like that little melody on the synths. It's like dun, 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 dun.
Good enough for you, good enough for you, enough for you, enough for you. And is that good enough for you?
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Possibility, seize the possibility, to seize the opportunity, to
This is
seize
so good.
possibility, to turn on the animal.
Oh. Love that delay. We're definitely turning on the animal in this song. Oh, nice, Warren. Like Simon's vocal line on the guitar there. Warren is good. Yeah. This is amazing. This is a good song. Oh, and then a nice sort of sustained pad, like, and then Warren. I don't know how. I don't know how to play guitar. Okay. I feel like our energy levels were just sort of going up and down here, you know? I mean, there's been a lot of rocky songs on this, which is quite cool. Yeah, very rock driven. That was definitely one of those. But yeah, very upbeat, uplifting, heavy, high energy. And then, oof, the guitar in that was fantastic. There's some really good songs on this album, guys. Woo! To say that, like, I did read up that this, I think, was like their least popular album or their worst album or something. I don't know. I read that somewhere. But yeah, that kind of felt like it was in that same realm as Violence of Summer. A little bit of hot-headedness in that. Hot-headedness. Yeah, a little bit of Hothead kind of tied in there somewhere. But like I said, yeah, it's just we're still getting very different sounding songs, and I'm not sure what's next. We're jumping into track number 8 now, Read My Lips. Ooh. Wow. This has more of an 80s sort of flavor. Ooh. Almost like they wrote this during Big Thing era. Anyone else getting Robert Palmer vibes from this? Like, I don't know. Who does get it on, bang it gone, get it on? I don't know. That's not Robert Palmer though, I don't think that one. Get it on, bang it gone. Hold on. Mark Bolan. Bang it gone, get it on. Mark Bolan was who I was thinking of. This is such an interesting song. Yeah. Ooh. It almost has that same kind of get it on, bang it gone, get it. It does. Okay. Interesting. It even says get it. Oh, hello, bassline. I love how I just pick up my air bass every time. Oh, that pad's lovely. Got like a little pitch. There's like a... There's like a, there is some kind of electronic thing happening too with the drums. Or like just a sample snare or something. Ooh. Very sultry. Yeah, that feels more like a like a drum machine or a rhythm unit at work there. I'm about to tell you guys the least popular track on this album, and that is Downtown. the last track on this album. 103k listeners, whereas Dance of Summer, Love's Taking Over, 2.6 million plays, which is interesting. We're on to track number 9 now, guys. Can you deal with it? Wow, a little bit of electronic fun happening here.
There must be somebody who'll make love to me
Ooh.
to find the truth.
Nice cowbell.
Can you deal with it?
Cowbell, I think it was. I like that guitar. Yeah, that guitar riff's nice.
Recent inquiry showed no boundary. Can you deal with it? Can you deal with it? Can you deal with it?
Oh. Then we just break into this guitar section. It's lovely.
Can you deal with it when you ain't sorry?
These little transitions when we're going into different sections, that's kind of what reminds me of like a video game or something. Because those video games from the 1990s, like the early PlayStation, Sega video games, like the music would change if you went into a different place. That's what I'm getting from this a little bit, like some of these songs. Like, and then you just hear like those little twinkly synths and effects, and it just kind of reminds you of Sonic or some Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyway, that's just my brain. You know, like those little embellishments, you know.
Working up to something. I know
My fellow millennials will appreciate that reference. Da-da. There we go with that top line on guitar. This is such a journey, this album. Such a journey. Whew.
Can you deal with it? Can you deal with it?
Yeah, I'm definitely getting nostalgic video games. Even a bit of Zelda in there too. This is the age that I think we're moving into now as well. Like the early 90s brought on, you know, like the early 2D video games. And maybe they just use the same synth sounds or pads. When they were doing all the game music, it's likely they were just using the same synth pads or the same kind of sounds. Again, just a weird thing that I plucked from that song. Interesting song though. Definitely not one of the strongest, but had a lot of fun elements in that. Nostalgic elements for me. So that was track number 9, Can You Deal With It? We're now on to track number 10, Venice Drowning. Again, I feel like I've just jumped into another video game level. Does anyone else get this? Yes!
Venice breeding, shy chimeras of sex and violence.
Oh,
Fill your arms with breasts of marble, from the cradle to the table. Coax this naked treasure from your savior.
yeah, those adventure-y undertones are coming back to me.
Come swim into my love.
Come swim.
Divine blasphemer, tempting holy beads of jism with the scarlet catechism.
Ooh, nice.
Her lips will answer, and as you'll discover giving, and as you'll discover
so many thoughts going through my head, but do you remember how I was saying in this? I seem to always reference Back 7 and the Ragged Tiger. It just seems to always come up. That adventure feel, I'm getting that again. From Can You Deal With It onwards, it's feeling like, again, I get that video game nostalgia kind of thing, but it's feeling adventure-y. It's probably just the mix of different elements, different instrumentation that's just sort of giving me that vibe.
Come swim into my life, into this sublime corrosion.
I don't know what it is. It could even just be like the chord structure or something. It's just giving me that.
The body stirs and is reanimated, only briefly. Then life is very brief.
Oh, nice. Oh gosh, this is feeling way too much like a video game now. It's all these sounds, I reckon. Sounds like Spanish in the left ear and then vocals in the right. Yeah, these sounds and samples in the background, like that glass, sound like a glass shatter or something. Ooh, and then that choir pad. Ooh. It's like a ha. Interesting. I don't know what I'm hearing in the left ear, slowly submerging or something. I'm hearing something in the background there. It's like a sample and it just keeps repeating. Wow. Goodness gracious me. Again, I'm being taken on a journey, on an adventure, but I'm ending up in all these different places. That's how I feel. I'm not going to say much about this track. I'm going to wait to share more of my thoughts at the end now, because we are up to track number 11, Downtown, which is the last song on the album. When I see Downtown, I immediately think of when you're alone and everything is alone, you can always go downtown. Just hope that this is not a cover of Downtown, or I'm probably gonna collapse, because I just can't picture Simon Le Bon singing Downtown. I'm sure this is an original. I know they've covered other artists before, but yeah, it'd be interesting to know if this is actually the Downtown I think it is. Anyway, Downtown. No, it's definitely not. Definitely not. Da, da. I've heard that somewhere else in another one of their songs. Da, da. It's coming to me. Da, da. I think Skin Trade, I think it's reminding me of. I'm getting that Robert Palmer vibe again. Ooh. Interesting. Downtown. It has that downtown. Oh, I do like how it goes back into that guitar though. Oh. Oh. Like the sort of dissonant sound on the left. This dissonant pad sound. Oh yeah. There's some nice instrumentation in this one. Da-da-da. And that's sort of following that vocal line again, that da-da-da-da-da. But I really love that rhythm section that sound do 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 do, and it almost sounds like one of those pitched percussive drums. I can't remember what they're called, but and there's a lot of there's definitely a lot of panning on this album too. Like, I'm hearing things in different ears, which is nice. I like that. I like it when they use that sonic space. Oh, now it feels a bit circusy, carnival-y. Da, da. It's an interesting song. Very interesting. Keep saying that, but oh, we're fading out. Classic fade out. I feel like songs don't really fade out a lot nowadays, do they? Yeah, look, that wasn't a very strong finish in my opinion. I've got an opinion. I'm gonna give it. It wasn't a very strong finish to the album at all, really. I don't know. It just kind of felt, I don't know, it just felt a bit busy and yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, it wasn't a standout track. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, there's a lot of lovely guitar in there, and you know, Simon's got this "You never go home," but it just, to me, like, it just felt different. I feel like, I mean, I'd say that tracks 8 to 10 kind of had a similar soundscape, but then everything just felt different. Everything didn't really flow together. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because like I said, when you're on a creative journey and you're making music, sometimes your style and your sound just changes based on how you're feeling or the mood or the vibe. Or I don't know if this was a result of them just being at a crossroads in their career. It just didn't feel like anything else. As we mentioned with Big Thing, it kind of sat in two separate worlds, with one half of it just being very dancey, the other half being very slow and ballady and sort of this Americana kind of vibe. This whole album has been a real mixed bag of different genres and sounds and influences. I hear little bits of like hip-hoppy style samples, and then I hear, next thing you know, I'm hearing the soul funk vibe, and then the next minute I'm hearing like these rock elements and these screechy guitars and some Robert Palmer sort of thing going on. And I don't know, like it just feels very mixed. Some people like that, some people don't like that, some people like for an album to flow. And like I said, I don't mind because I'm so diverse when it comes to creativity and music and creating different sounds and just sort of making something that reflects how I'm feeling. Like one minute I'll write a hip hop song because I'm feeling hip hop. Next minute I'll write a really dark gothic style song. And then I will never put those together on an album because I don't think that they flow. I don't think they flow at all, and it makes no sense to me. But, you know, for an artist, you know, on my contract, I have to write a new album, but I've got all these different songs that are all over the place, but I'll put them together to make an album, and that's kind of what it feels like here. That's just the vibe that I got. This is not me saying anything negative about it because oh my goodness, I just went on a crazy journey just then. I've still got to walk away and process all of that because that was just whoo, a lot of stuff all at once. But yes guys, we have now come to the end of Liberty. Yeah, definitely not a favorite album. I'd be interested to know if this is your favorite Duran Duran album and why. Again, one of my all-time favorite Duran Duran songs is on this album. It sort of sits in its own sort of niche though. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't really sit with the rest of the album, which is just quite rock driven, quite, you know, fun and playful, and those funny circusy kind of dissonant sounds. And it's really hard for me to pinpoint a certain genre for this album because it just doesn't really sit in one specific genre. But like I said, guys, it's definitely not a favorite album of mine, but I feel like Duran Duran can really get away with experimenting and playing with different sounds and moods and vibes and, you know, weaving them all together to create an album. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was awesome. But like I said, I'll be interested to know if this is your favorite album. Please jump in the comment section. Please tell me why. Please tell me what your favorite song on this album is. I'd be interested to know. Hopefully I can pick myself up a copy of this album. I just haven't been able to find it anywhere. Everywhere I've looked, it's been dangerously expensive to pick up. And unfortunately, I only have a budget when it comes to collecting vinyl, but I will definitely find it somewhere. Even if I stumble across it in a record store, I'll definitely be picking it up. It's really cool. It's a really cool album, and it's very fun, and I had a lot of laughs. So some really interesting lyrics. I did mention earlier in the video, I may or may have not cut this part out during the editing phase of my video, but I'm pretty sure as we move into the 1990s, we're moving away from vinyl and cassette tape and more into CDs. So I haven't seen any B-sides anywhere. I don't think there's like a deluxe edition of this anywhere, so I'm not doing any B-sides in this video, guys. I'm sorry, but if there are any B-sides that you know of, or if I do come across any B-sides from this album, I'll definitely include them in the B-side video that I do eventually make. But yeah, guys, if you're still going through Duran Duran's discography or you're still on your Duran Duran journey, once you reach this album, you're definitely in for a good time. Massive shout out to Warren on those guitars because, man, did he tear it up. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you once again for joining me on this fantastic journey. Thank you once again for all your love and all your support. I can't wait to share many more of these videos with you. If you are new to the channel, please feel free to let me know that you stopped by. Feel free to subscribe, like the video, share it with any of your friends that are fans of Duran Duran. I wish you all the best, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye, guys!